going on? DustyBrickBrown. I'm hanging here with Sean and Toomey Tools, and we're fanging and banging at WrestleFest 2021. Wish you were here. Miss you. Keep fanging and banging.
Awesome, man.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Al, aka DustyBrickBrown, with the Comic Hall crew, and I am here with a fangin' and banging Comic Hall, aka long overdue Comic Hall. So I have quite a few books to show, both old and new. New as in the last 2 weeks. I haven't been to the comic store in probably about a week and a half to pick up any newer books, but these are books that I picked up within the last 2.5 to 3 weeks probably. I went to a sale here in Macon at a comic book store. The store was having a half off sale on back issues, so picked up a lot of back issues, stuff in the dollar bin that was 50 cents. Again, I picked up some newer stuff as well. So what I'm going to show today is pretty much going to encompass anything that has not been released within the last week and a half, 2 weeks. Before I go any further, I know some may be wondering, like, what in the heck is going on with that intro? Well, I'll tell you. Now, I've expressed this on a few occasions on the Comic Hall crew. We are, for the most part, avid pro wrestling fans. I used to be a huge wrestling fan, but I kind of fallen out with it, especially lately since they got rid of my boy Bray Wyatt in WWE. Dumb move, WWE. But anywho, I'm a huge wrestling fan, and we've expressed some of our favorite wrestlers on the show, and one of my favorite wrestlers is Gangrel. And I'm going to give a quick reason as to why he is one of my favorite wrestlers. He had a look that was conducive to that time, the Attitude Era. His gimmick was pretty cool, Interview with a Vampire, and he still rocks with that gimmick today. His intro was dope. His theme music was extremely dope. And he had this walk when he walked down the aisle, when his theme music came on. It was just smooth. Me and one of my brothers, we were huge fans of Gangrel. We used to call him Grail, to shorten it up. Grel with apostrophe at the beginning. But we thought Grail was cool. Then when he joined up with the Brood, hey, that was some good stuff. I honestly think that Gangrel was a really good mid-carder, and he could have been a really good upper mid-carder in my personal opinion, especially when he was teamed up with Edge and Christian. Well, we all know that Edge and Christian went on to do greater things, and Gangrel got thrown in the trash. So, but anyway, shout out to Sean, aka Puff Comics 83. He actually went to a convention earlier this year. I can't remember the name of it, but it's mentioned in the video. And he saw Gangrel, and he got Gangrel to give me a shout out. So big ups to Sean for that. I really appreciate it. And I told him that I was going to use it in a Comic Hall video. So here we are. But nonetheless, that's enough about wrestling for right now, or shall I say wrestling. I am going to get to the Comic Hall. Now I'm going to start with my back issues first. And this is going to encompass some dollar bin books. It's going to also encompass some of the books that I got from the sale, and some other books that I picked up here and there. So I'm going to start off the Comic Hall by showing Booster Gold 1 million. Now DC had this thing going on where it was DC 1 million, where they actually took the DC characters 1 million years in the future. Now I have been collecting these books for probably about a year and a half, 2 years, and I keep finding books that I did not realize was out there, even though I used the CLZ app. Shout out to CLZ. There were still some books that I did not realize was out there in the wild. Booster Gold is one of them. Of course, this is a dollar bin book, dollar bin fodder, which I love, digging in those dollar bins. So this is added to my collection. Shout out to Matt for finding this for me. He actually got a copy of it some time ago. This is Countducular number 9. Oh, excuse me, Countducular number 8. It says $5, but this was from that sale that I mentioned. So I got this for $2.50. really good condition. Of course, Countducular was a cartoon on Nickelodeon back in the day. Shout out to Nickelodeon. But Countducular, along with Danger Mouse and Banana Man, another relatively unknown character. This was basically an English cartoon from over in Great Britain. But anyway, it's a cover by Countducular's teamed up or on the cover with Geraldo Rivera, talk show host, pundit. So yeah, I like this book. I like the covers in really good condition. This is a book that I would pretty much get slapped just for the heck of it, because sometimes, it's good to have books that are valued as far as keys and stuff, but I really like this cover. This is a dope cover. Countducular with special guest star Geraldo. So yeah. Next on the list is DC Earth 2 number 21. Now, my dreams of actually procuring these books or that run, I actually started collecting this around the same time I did the DC 1 million. But my dreams of actually collecting that run has been dashed, because if I'm not mistaken, Earth 2 number 19 is the one for Valzad. That's a $100, $200 book. And folks, let me just say this. I don't want to get into the whole thing about speculation, but speculation now, it really reeks, and it's taking the fun out of collecting comics. Now, everybody doesn't collect comics as a financial gain, and there's nothing wrong with it, but to take everything and to throw itself on its head for the simple fact that there's a rumor that somebody's coming out or something's going to happen with this character, and then bolstering the price up to asinine levels, is ridiculous. So I think there's 2 books, I'm not mistaken. I know 19 is one, and it's got Valzad on the cover. I'm missing that book. If anybody's watching this show that may have a comic book store that don't care about, jacking prices of books up to insane levels, and you see this book, hit me up. Send a message on the Comic Hall Crew on IG, and let me know. And if it's a reasonable price, I'll get it. I'll PayPal you, whatever. But I do want to complete this run. But like I said, with that book, and I think it was another book in the run that's insanely expensive, I don't feel the need to pay X amount of money for one book when the majority of the books that I got for this run was in the dollar bin. That's just me. To each their own. Next up, Excalibur, Mojo Mayhem. This is a book. This is basically a side story within the Excalibur universe. It's a fairly thick book. I paid $1 for it. Of course, it's got the X babies. It's got Excalibur, and it looks like a gray version of Apocalypse, even though I doubt that's Apocalypse, since this book is revolved around Mojo. But this is one of the side books that I wanted to get. It's not an annual, but it was just a book that was written to be like an addendum to the whole Excalibur lore. I do have the first volume of Excalibur, the first full run, but I'm just picking up some bits and pieces of some of these books that were actually put out, graphic novels if you will, to try to just complete the collection. But I got maybe 1 or 2 more of these types of novels, and then after that I would have everything within that first run of Excalibur that came out. Justice League Wedding Special, first issue. I collect Justice League. I'm not just a Marvel fan, but I'm also a DC fan and an indie fan, which you'll see a good bit of both as we progress in my haul. But Justice League America Wedding Special, I don't know what this book is about. My goal is to collect this particular run of this volume and read it. So if I see a book that I don't have in this particular volume, I think this is volume 4 or 5, I could be wrong, but I've just been collecting the book. So my thing is that I'll collect the run and I'll sit down and read it, even though I'm so way far behind on all of my reading. It's ridiculous. But yeah, Justice League America Wedding Special, I want to say Michael Turner art. I'm not sure. It kind of looks like his art, but it's a dope cover nonetheless. And like I said, once I get it in its completion, I'll read the run. Now, the next few books are going to be some of the books that I got from Fanboys Comics here in Macon, Georgia. This is part of that sale that I was mentioning. First up is going to be Marvel Team Up number 22. I am a fan of Marvel Team Up. I collect the Marvel Team Up run. And basically with this particular book, it was a good deal. The regular price on it was like $10, and I ended up getting it for $5. One of the earlier issues in the run of Marvel Team Up. Thankfully, these books aren't as expensive as a lot of the other older books as far as the Copper Age books. So these books, for the most part, can be easily obtained. I'm still missing a whole bunch of these books, probably about 80 to 90 issues. But hopefully, I've been finding a lot of them in the dollar bin, some of them $2, $3. So I found a good bit of them from Dave's Comics up in Lawrenceville, I think. Shout out to Dave's Comics. But yeah, Marvel Team Up 22, got that. And I also got Marvel Team Up 64. I like this one, Daughters of the Dragon. It's got Iron Fist, and he's got on a green mask, and Misty Knight, Colleen Wing, they going after Spider-Man. I made a joke on one of our shows beforehand, and a couple weeks back when I was showing some of these books on the show, and it's amazing how these books are deemed Marvel team-ups, but Spider-Man's always getting dealt with for the most part. I've seen a couple books where he was actually teaming up with the person in question. But for the most part, he's getting dealt with it. He's getting attacked, so kind of funny. I guess they did that on purpose. Another Marvel Team Up, which is a key book, Marvel Team Up number 66. This is actually a twofold key. The first issue is Captain Britain. This is his second appearance over in America in an American comic book. Because his first appearance, of course, was Captain Britain #1, which was released exclusively over in England. Marvel basically was attempting to increase their expansion as far as their influence, and they decided that when they wanted to approach the European market with comic books, they decided to come up with Brian Braddock, aka Captain Britain, which is Betsy Braddock's, aka Psylocke's brother. So this is not only his second appearance over here in America, it's also the first appearance of this dude right here, Arcade. Arcade has primarily been a foil of the X-Men. There was a run in the Uncanny X-Men where he actually had them trapped on Murder World, which was a really good read. But yeah, he's pretty much been here and there, but mostly the X-Men. Every now and then he'll mess with Spider-Man. Don't know of anybody else that he pretty much deals with, but yeah, that was a good deal. I got that one for like $7. Marvel Team Up number 67. That's a $5 book for it was $2.50. I'm gonna do a couple of double books now, and Marvel Team Up number 109. So there's nothing really to these books. As you can see, there's a $5 tag on both, but I got both of them for $2.50. Just trying to get my Marvel Team Up run in total. So yeah, so basically these books are picked up in good shape. Now we're gonna go from Marvel Team Up to What If. Now I have a copy of this book. This is What If number 32, but I picked this one up. It's in gorgeous condition, in the dollar bin. The cover is dope, and then of course, you know, with the What If series that was just dropped this past Wednesday, because it's August 13th that I'm recording this. Haven't seen What If yet, but I plan on binging it tomorrow. But this right here, it was a really good copy, and I couldn't, you know, it's better than the one that I had before. So I went ahead and picked it up. What If 32, What If the Avengers Had Become Pawns of Korvac. I remember reading the Korvac saga back in the day, when I was much younger, one of my cousins used to collect the Avengers, and Michael Korvac, excuse me, he was OP before we knew what OP means, so that was pretty good. Another What If book, What If number 57, What If the Punisher became an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., and then What If 64, What If Iron Man sold out. Now, this is sad. I mean, not sad in he just, that doesn't look like Tony Stark, but you know, it is what it is. You know, every comic book can't have great art as far as the cover is concerned. But yeah, I'm also a fan of What If, and I'm actually working on completing my What If Volume 1 and Volume 2 runs. I don't have much to go. I feel like I am on a timetable, because with the What If series out, if something actually gets used as far as the book that I don't have, then I'm looking at that whole Earth 2 number 19 thing, you know, a book that's being overinflated for no particular reason except for the fact that a TV show, you know, that's it. So, but yeah, I'm working on those runs. If anyone knows anyone that sells What If comics and they're selling them for a good price, let me know. Comic Hall Crew on IG, just hit me up in the DMs and I will respond accordingly. Wonderman Annual number 2. I am a fan of Simon Williams. I actually had his first appearance, Avengers number 9, and I AOK'd it to Comics on the Mind, aka Kurt, a few months ago. Shout out to Kurt. He's even bigger Wonderman fan than I am. He's one of the few Avengers that I actually like. I like Simon Williams. I like his backstory. Again, I had a cousin that actually collected the Avengers books back in the day, and you know, I read a lot of stories in reference to, you know, him and Vision, Hank Pym, and all that kind of stuff. It was some good stuff. This is the first appearance of a guy named Hitmaker. I don't know if this dude, I mean, ain't no telling. I mean, with everything that's going on in comic book collecting now, Hitmaker might show up on a Disney Plus show, and this book might end up being $30. I mean, everything is like rolling dice, World Series of Dice with grits and gravy and Ashley Larry. You never know what's going to happen. Next up are going to be a few X-Force titles, Volume 1. I got X-Force 98. X-Force 100. These were both in the dollar bin. I caught these on the sale that I went to a couple weeks back. They were actually 50 cents. So all the dollar bin books were 50 cents. So I went ahead and jumped on them. These were books that I needed for my collection. For those who are watching this, matter of fact, watching any of my haul videos for the first time, thank you for tuning in. But I am a huge fan. I can't talk. I'm a huge fan of the mutants, X-Men, X-Force, New Mutants, X-Factor, Excalibur, blah, blah, blah. So one of my goals as a comic collector is to collect the Volume 1 runs of each of the mutant titles. So far, I have completed the runs of 3 books, mutant-related books. That would be the New Mutants. That would be X-Factor Volume 1, Alpha Flight, even though they're not a mutant group, they're kind of closely related, Alpha Flight, and Excalibur. So I'm working on the X-Men Volume 1 run, X-Force, and Uncanny. And yeah, so basically I'm getting closer to completing this run for X-Force. So I've got maybe like 8-9 issues left or something like that. I've got another haul video coming up. I actually bought some books from Barbarian Kung Fu. Shout out to Barbarian. So I got another haul video that I'm gonna be working on hopefully this weekend, and I'm just gonna show some of the books that I got from Barbarian. So he helped me out a lot. Again, shout out to Barbarian Kung Fu for coming through. All right, so I have some other back issues. This is Astonishing XMen 45, Astonishing XMen 47. So again, these are books that I'm collecting. This doesn't really fall into that Volume 1, but because it's X-Men and I like the Astonishing X-Men run, at least the first 10 issues, I'm of course, you know, collecting that as well. So I'm not just stopping with the Volume 1 run. There's other books that I'm looking at. Volumes 2, 3, 4 of Excalibur, Astonishing XMen, XMen Gold. I still gotta finish that run. So, like I said, I'm a fan of the mutants. So I'm gonna purchase whatever books that I feel like I'm gonna enjoy reading and go from there. So these were also 50 cents. X-Men 2029, number 16. And X-Men 2029, number 25. It doesn't need to be said again. You see the title of the book. Probably about 3 or 4 issues shy of this run. Folks, I don't know. I've been hearing rumblings that there may be some type of X-Men 2099. I think it's 2029, but 2099 animated series for Disney Plus. I don't know. But these books are less than $1 cheap. I mean, $1.75, 50 cent fodder. But of course, with the way comic book collecting is and speculation, any of these books can end up being a $5, $10, $15 book. But short, I'd say about 4 or 5 issues for that run. And those were 50 cents as well. X-Men 162. This is one of the books that I needed in order to, it's a back issue book, of course. Juggernaut looking all happy with Sabretooth and Mammomax and Avalanche and Nightcrawler and I don't know if that's Fabian Cortez or Exodus. I don't know. But I'm pretty much on the money with everybody else. So that was also 50 cents. Now, I'm going to go with the new books. Again, these are books that I picked up within the last 3 weeks. Haven't been to my LCS or any LCS for the most part to pick up anything new. Hopefully with tomorrow being new comic book day, or excuse me, free comic book day, I might have an opportunity to go. If not for anything, maybe to pick up a few free comic books. It all depends. But anyway, I have a copy of this, picked up another copy. This is Basilisk number 1. For any independent books, I tend to pick up 2 copies because independents apparently are where it's at right now. Number 1 book comes out instantly, it's $50, $60. I don't necessarily agree with that because there's a couple of books that I missed out on because of hype, but I hold on to them, one to read and one to possibly slab. But Basilisk number 1, I've got the 2 of the A copies, and I got a copy of the B copy, which has the first appearance of somebody, which is like an intro for that group or person. I don't know. Eve number 3. I thought this was just the premise of this particular book. It's kind of like a post-apocalyptic type story. I haven't read it, but I did read a synopsis of it. Was interested. Figured I would go ahead and jump on it. Independents are where it's at. I love to read independent books. I strongly suggest Nuclear Family, Rain Like Hammers. Those are the 2 books series that they were like ran for 5 or 6 issues. Both were good. Image did Rain Like Hammers. Boom or Aftershock did Nuclear Family. I can't remember which one. But Eve number 3, I got the weekend also. Hopefully I get an opportunity to catch up on this. Gamma Flight number 2. I mentioned Alpha Flight earlier. This is Gamma Flight. This is Scar on the cover. And I don't know what the deal is with him. I have number 1 and of course number 2. Since it's got Flight in the title, and I'm a huge fan of Alpha Flight, I figured I would pick this up, see what it's all about. It actually bleeds out of the Immortal Hulk storyline, which apparently is coming to an end at issue 50, and that has been pretty decent as well. So I'm going to stick with Gamma Flight for however long till they cancel it. So if it's good, if it's not good, I'm going to leave it alone. Godzilla number 4, Monsters, and I don't know, Predators. I don't know why they did it. Well, I know why they did it, but anyways, Monsters and something. This is Godzilla. This is number 4, and IDW have been putting out the photo covers of pictures of Godzilla in various movies. Shout out to Toho. But yeah, these books, I've actually been picking up the B covers because the B covers look a whole lot better than the A covers. So yeah, I'll be getting into this at some point. I don't know how long this series is gonna run, but Godzilla Monsters and something. Next few books are actually Image books. Haha number 6, Dr. Seuss variant, and Haha number 6. I think this is the A cover. I like that one. Of course, the other one they did was like the ice cream man with him with the ice cream on the cover. It's like a $30-$40 book now. I don't know how I missed that one because this one's on my pull list at the LCS that I go to, but that's another story in and of itself. But anyway, I got these 2 books, and I also have the Ice Cream Man variant of issue 6. So, yeah, I think this series is starting to come to a close pretty soon. I like this cover because the kids, boy, they are very enthralled and brainwashed. Something's on the back of that balloon that they are really enticed with. So, but yeah, Haha number 6. I've been collecting the A and B covers for this book. Infinite Frontier number 2. This book, it actually spawned out of, or was birthed out of, the DC death metal, dark metal. I think it's death metal. Personally, I like the series. A lot of people didn't, but I liked it. I thought it was fun. Infinite Frontier actually brings a lot of the characters from alternate universes together. This is number 2. I think number 3 is out. 3 or 4. I may be wrong, but I want to say that 3 and 4 are out, but Infinite Frontier number 2. The Many Deaths of Layla Star number 4. Now I like this book because the foil covers are dope to me. I'm trying to adjust my light. It's not working, so. The Many Deaths of Layla Star number 4. I just like these covers. They're to me a work of art. I didn't get number 3. I don't know why the comic book store that I go to didn't get the foil cover for number 3, but I got the foil covers for 1, 2, and 4. So I'll be picking up number 3 more than likely online if I can find it for a good price. I got 2 copies of this, and G-Man, if you're watching this, I have not read it yet. Glare. Well, it fell over on the other side, so I'm not picking it up. But I got 2 copies of it. Mother of Madness number 1. I've heard some mixed signals about this book. Don't know. I thought the cover was, abstract and out there. It was real funky. So, of course, like I said, with most independent books, I pick up 2 copies now. So, I'll take a look at it tomorrow. And then tomorrow, which will be today when this video is actually posted, Saturday. But yeah, I'll take a look at it today and see what I could see and see if it's any good and make my deductions on that. So getting down to the last few books. Proctor Valley number 5. Boom Studios. Like I said, I'm a fan of independent books. I haven't read this one yet, and I think I'm missing issue number 4. Grant Morrison writes this book. I liked his work on X-Men when he worked on it was X-Men something. Yeah, it went from X-Men, not X-Men Legends, but I can't remember what it went to in that Volume 1 X-Men run. But he wrote X-Men. I think he was the reason why Beast turned into like a hybrid monkey panther looking mutant. So yeah, Proctor Valley Road, number 5. Shazam. Any longtime viewers of the channel and anyone that follows me on Instagram knows that I'm a big fan of the Big Red Cheese, the real and original Captain Marvel, regardless of what Larry Crocker says. Shout out to Larry Crocker. I was told that in the pages of Teen Titans, Billy Batson actually lost the ability to say Shazam and turn into Shazam. So this is a mini series, I guess, that's detailing that. I have the feeling at some point in time this is going to run into Black Adam. Of course, everyone, or mostly everyone, should know that Warner Brothers is working on a Shazam, well, they're working on a Shazam sequel also, but they're also working on a Black Adam movie with The Rock. The cast looks tight. Pierce Brosnan is Dr. Fate. I can't wait. And I know that rhyme right on time. But anyway, not freestyling for y'all. But Shazam, this is a 4-part miniseries. Anything with Shazam in it, I'm on it. So I haven't read it yet. I might read this one before I clock in for work today. See if it's any good. But yeah, I think at some point him and Black Adam are probably going to meet up at the end of this book. Color me curious, but I think since they made Black Adam a member of the Justice League, I don't want to see this, but I have the feeling that they may be making Shazam, or they might make Shazam either an anti-hero or a villain temporarily. I hope that's not the case, but if it is what it is. I can't do anything about it, but if they do, then I hope the writing is great to the point to where it makes sense and it's not anything that they're just trying to do for shock value. But yeah, Shazam number 1, 4-part miniseries. Getting down to the last 3 books. Siphon number 1. This is a Top Cow book. I don't know anything about this book. Anything. But I went ahead and picked it up. It's a new book. I only got 1 copy of this one. They had buku copies of this. It didn't look like it was going to go anywhere. So if it's a really good read, I'll go back and pick up a copy, another copy, and just put it away. One of my favorite things are Kaiju Monsters, like Godzilla. Trial of Ultraman number 4. I read the first issue. It was pretty good. I got to catch up, like I mentioned earlier in the video. But the Trials of Ultraman number 4. This is it's interesting to say the least that Marvel opted to go and pick up the Ultraman property to do comic books. I have a feeling, and this is just me, we may see something on Disney Plus for Ultraman. I don't know what Ultraman's first appearance in a comic book is. I know there's been a lot of independent comic books that have done Ultraman comics, but I'd be lying if I told you I knew who they were. But nonetheless, Ultraman, Trials of Ultraman, they had another one that came out before this one, and I gotta pick up the rest of those issues. But yeah, I'm a fan of Kaiju. I'm a fan of monsters. I was watching Ultraman when I was a wee lad back in the day. Not gonna date myself, but it was a little while back. It was many moons and fall harvest cycles ago. So yeah, the Trials of Ultraman number 4. And lastly, this was a cover by. This is Wonder Woman Black and Gold number 1. I can't remember who the artist was, but this is so dope. I'm not a Wonder Woman fan. I mean, I read her, of course, in Justice League, but this was a dope cover. Now, I like the A cover too, but I wasn't able to get that one. I like it, and I'll probably buy it online if I can find it for a good price, or just check out other comic book stores. I'm pretty sure they may not be sold out, but the A cover was dope on this one. So the use of the gold and the black and the grays and the whites is just really inviting. So you know, I buy comic books to read, but I also buy comic books to admire, because comic books, especially comic book covers, depending upon the artist, they are a work of art, you know. And this is a book that I wouldn't mind getting slabbed, because I like the cover, and I just would like to have it displayed where, you know, people can see it like, man, that is really nice. Like, yeah, it really is. So, but that is going to be my haul video for now. As mentioned, I have another haul video that I can do that's slated. There's some additional books that I bought, and also I got a couple of AOKs, one from Stone Cold Steve Whiting that I've shown on the show, and then I got another one from Rob Galvin, aka G-Man. Go check out his YouTube channel, The Comic Book G-Spot. He has shows pretty much every Saturday at 12 a.m. Central Standard Time, 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And being that this video is going to go up on August the 14th, which is Saturday, I will be his guest host or co-host on the show tonight. So yeah, if you are free, there won't be a Comic Hall Crew live stream tonight, but there will be the Comic Book G-Spot, and I will be on his show representing the Comic Hall Crew. I've been a co-host on his show before, and I had a blast. G-Man has been on our show, and he is a welcome addition to our show. So if you're not doing anything later on this evening, feel free to tune in to the Comic Book G-Spot. The guest is going to be Dracula. He said it was actual Dracula. That's what he told me in a message. So I'm like, okay, all right, cool beans. But anyway, if you like this video, just hit that up thumb button, share, and most of all, if you are not a subscriber, subscribe to the channel and show us some love. We have a lot of content, and we continue to put out content, and hopefully we'll be able to diversify our bonds like Wu-Tang Financial and put more different types of content. We do live streams, we do haul videos, we also do shop talk videos where we do interviews with shop owners at various comic book stores that we patronize. So yeah, we are trying to do our best as content creators, especially black content creators on YouTube. We're a small channel, but we have room for growth, I believe. But if you like what you see, put it in the comment section below, and we take all the comments to heart, even the negative ones, because you can't grow if you can't take any type of constructive feedback. But the Comic Hall Crew is on Instagram under the Comic Hall Crew. Again, we're here on YouTube. We're not on Facebook. I don't like Facebook. But anyway, this is Al, aka DustyBrickBrown. I'm on IG as well, but I haven't been really using my page. But if you like my voice, people say they like my voice. If you like my voice and like the comic books that I'm showing, hey, follow me on Instagram. I'll be back someday. I don't know when, but I will be. Anyway, I hope everyone is having a great day, having a great evening. Wish you all peace and love. Hope you stay safe out there in these streets. This is Al once again with the Comic Hall Crew, and I am out until my next haul video. Thanks for watching and take care. Peace.